Hey everybody. All right. I think that we are good here. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes behind schedule. All equipment things, so much fun always. So anyway, if you are here, give a big shout out, say hello. I would love to know that you're watching. And I have a whole mess of things to share with you. We have a large stack of cards from the SALE-A-Bration catalog. I have a stack of cards from the January through April mini catalog, all kinds of fun things that are on here. So let me just pull this up and make sure that we are going here. I think we should be good. So hope you guys are having a good evening. I know it's so weird to be watching me at a totally different time. There we go. All right. Okay. So that's weird. The comments weren't showing up in the other thing. So it's good. Good. I've switched and I can see your comments now. So hey, Kelly and Cindy and Betty and Cheryl and Tanya. It's kind of fun actually. Since we're here in the evening, we get to maybe get together with some different friends than we usually do in the mornings for Maker Mornings with Meg. So, all right. Are you guys ready to get started? So let me tell you about what we're going to do. We are going to stamp a card together. I'm going to show you a technique that uses Stampin' Blends here. We are going to use one of the new stamps from the new catalog. It is Covered in Sunshine here, which is a super, there we go, switch sides. Covered in Sunshine, which is a great stamp set from the new catalog. And we are going to use some designer series paper from the Dandy Designs, which you guys haven't figured out by now is hands down my favorite celebration gift item. Then I'm going to show you all of the papers in both catalogs, so you'll get to see both of those sets. And I'm going to show you stacks of cards from the Celebration and the regular catalog, the January through April mini catalogs. So are you guys ready for all that? Whew. Be sure to leave comments along the way. If you see something you really like, let me know. If you see something that you really love, a lot of times I take your ideas or suggestions to use for different like things in future features or cards that I make. So if you see something you're like, Meg, I wish you would make a card with On the Farm stamp set, make sure you leave that in a comment too so I know what you guys are watching for. So. All right, with that, let us jump in here. I'm going to switch our camera down and we are going to, there we go, start working on our first project. So like I said, Covered in Sunshine. It is from the January through June mini catalog. If you're following along at home, the place to look for stamp sets is in the back of the catalog. They're in alphabetical order here, so you can look and you can see that Covered in Sunshine is on page 37. So there are a number of really pretty sample ideas here for that stamp set, but I really just love the greeting sentiments in this. I just can't tell you what a gift it is to call you my friend. May the road ahead of you be brighter than the one behind, lined with wildflowers and covered in sunshine. Actually, that's the stamp I wanted to use for this card first, but the layout sideways, so I'm going to have to make a different card with that. And then finally, may the dreams you hold dearest come true and the kindness that you share come back to you, which is, I think, beautiful. So, all right, with that, let's pull out our paper here. And I've got our pieces pre-cut and ready to go. So I'll tell you about the sizes for these so that you can easily make this card at home. The paper that I'm using here is the Fresh Freesia, and I went ahead and cut it to 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and then went and scored it in half. When you use cardstock this long direction, you always want to score it with a scoring tool, the scored board or something like that, because you want to make sure that you get a really nice score there. You don't want to just fold it because you're going to end up with a mess then. All right, we've got a piece of cardstock to go inside that is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then we have our layers for the front. And these are, oops, I threw one over there. These layers can be mixed and matched. You can do whatever colors you want. These are all from the Dandy. Let's see, I kind of like the plaid. These are all from the Dandy Designs Designer Series paper, and I showed this morning, I think, but let me grab it here. I have so much to show you. It's like all piled up. All right, so here is the example. This is the way it comes in the Designer Series paper share. If you get the embellishment add-on for the share, then you'll get the celebration papers too. And so there's 12 different papers in this particular package. They are 12 by 12 when you get the celebration paper, but they'll be 6 by 6 here in the paper share version from me. And then you of course get a ready to go card base, ready to stamp card base in to match each of these. So there's 12 card bases here because there are 12 of these. And I just posted the Designer Series paper share details on my blog at LovenStamps. And you can sign up while I have spots open, or you can, the signups will definitely close on January 12th if there are still some spots available by then. So you want to definitely check that out and sign up. Let me know if you have any questions. I just posted it like less than 2 hours ago and I've already got a couple people signed up with spots. So don't wait too long. All right. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and layer these designer papers on here for our background. And like I said, you can mix and match. I don't know. Do you guys like the dots or the, I kind of like the contrast. So I'm going to go with the, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on what this color is called. I always want to call it Peach Parfait, which hasn't been a color for a really long time. Pale Papaya. And basically all I did was size out those pieces so that they fit here on the front of our card base. Then I have a piece here with the basic white cardstock, and it is pre-cut here with the Scalp Contours dies. Sometimes if I cut extra, I'll just stick them inside my case there so they're ready to go. But here are the dies in this set. And when you're in celebration, during celebration, this is a great chance to go ahead and get really fun things that you've been eyeing in the catalog for a while, especially some of those price tier items, because for each $50 you order, you get to pick out something from this catalog. There are a couple exceptions of that. The two items are the Designer Series Paper Dandy Designs. They're a $100 item. And the Beautifully Happy stamp set here, that's a $100 item too. But your celebration gifts accumulate, so just keep adding to your order if you want more things. That's my strategy at least. Hi, Andrea. Yeah, you guys could say where you're calling in from, where you're signing in from. I love to see that stuff. So hey, Betty, Tanya. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn this stamp over here. I realized I forgot to get my ink pad out, but I've got my Memento Black, which is my hands down go-to black ink pad. And I am going to go ahead and stamp this here in Memento Black on our paper. Now, probably with a big stamp like this, I find that I get the best coverage by doing sort of a twist, twist, tap, tap here on my ink pad, and then flipping it over to stamp this direction. Okay, and I'm gonna do a little bit down because I wanna leave a space for our sunshine there. And I caught my edge. Blech. So one of the things you can do to avoid that is take a pair of snips, and you can go ahead and trim your stamps. So I don't do it very often, but occasionally I have something where I find that I need to trim a stamp. Or you can take your Stampin' Chamois, which is like the magic ink magnet, and just clean off that edge. And then maybe don't press quite so hard. I get 2 shots, right? That's the beauty of the Stampin' Up! Basic white cardstock. It's really nice and heavy, so you can flip things over and stamp on the back side. If you've ever used other kinds of cardstock, you might know that that doesn't always work with all kinds of cardstock. So good quality supplies make a difference. All right, so we got Kathy from Wisconsin and Sheila and Jenny. Hi, guys. All right, so there is our stamped image now, and I'm going to go ahead and close up my ink pad so I do not have any boo-boos. And then I'm going to grab my Pale Papaya and then go ahead and stamp my sunshine there in the corner, okay? And then we're switching over to our Stampin' Blends markers to finish the rest of this baby. And I've got 3 colors here. I've got Pale Papaya. I've got, oh no, this is Petal Pink. I guess I've got Petal Pink. Okay, I've got Petal Pink. I have the Fleur de Flamingo and Fresh Freesia. So, is this the right color? I feel like we'll find out. So I'm gonna go ahead and color my sun. It is not the color that I intended to use, but it should work. Let me see if I can find my Pale Papaya really quickly here. Petal Pink, no, I guess maybe it was Pale. Okay, Petal Pink it is. I'm gonna use my dark though, and go ahead and color this in here. Yes, that's more what I expected. And then I'm gonna take my marker and I'm gonna go across, and we might have like a little issue here. We'll see what happens. I'll show you what's supposed to happen if we do a live blurb here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make an arc here with my marker, and I like to do this all in one swipe on the arc. I don't really like to color back and forth and color back and forth. So for each one of these, I'm gonna use the darker color, and I'm going to do, I'm not very good at making a swipe all the way around. So I'm gonna kind of do my swipe to the middle, and I'm gonna do 1 pass and 2 passes. You could fill in a little, and then I'm gonna do 1 pass and 2 pass. But if you ever look through the catalog, there are a number of samples of this kind of technique where you have words highlighted or things like that. But this one is just perfect because it really looks like a rainbow in the way the stamp is designed. So we're just emphasizing that rainbow. Okay, so there we go. So now I just can't tell you what a gift it is to call you friend. So really pretty simple there. I'm gonna flip this over to the back side where only you, all of my online friends, and I know that this was a blurb, so we won't mention that. But I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over and go ahead and mount this here on our card, okay? Now, the other thing I'm gonna do is add some embellishments. So I have some choices for this. I pulled out my flat adhesive backed pearls because they are gorgeous. I pulled out the, what are these called? Iridescent pastel gems. They're also new and very pretty and very sparkly. And I pulled out my pastel adhesive back sequins. And these are 3 of the things that are included in my paper share, the DSP paper share embellishment add-on. So you could just get the papers if you want to, but if you want everything, then you might consider getting the embellishment add-on, which actually gives you a chance to get the SALE-A-Bration Designer Series papers in your share also. So anyone is welcome to sign up for that share. Certainly, if you're a demonstrator and you just like to get things, you can sign up for that. If you're a stamper, you are also very welcome. So if you need a copy of a current catalog when you sign up for that, also let me know because I can send those to you too. All right, so we're gonna go with the pearls because I just want you to appreciate how amazingly beautiful these pearls are. So let's see, let me get this over here. Amazingly beautiful these pearls are. They're flat, you can kind of see that there. And they're 2 different sizes, the smaller ones and then these larger ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple of these to our project, and I'm gonna use the slide and stick technique. So I'm just sliding here with my take your pick tool and then sticking them down. And I wanna make sure that they're not like even on any like certain horizontal or vertical planes. I like them to be just all over sort of a different place so that they look a little bit random. Now, the other thing you might have noticed when I opened this, I slit the side of my package. I don't know about you guys, but this little sticky thing on the back here with a tab that always, it's just a mess. It makes it hard for me to open and close things. So I always slit the sides of my packages, which means that I can just slide things out the side and then pop them back in really easily, and I don't have to stress about getting things in and out of my packages. Pretty cool, right? All right, so that is our project that we're making together. Let me get some of these stamps out of the way and these ink pads, because now we're gonna move on. So the next thing that I promised to show you is all of the papers in the catalogs, both the papers in the SALE-A-Bration mini catalog and the papers in the the January through April mini catalog. So separate here. And if you are not, I just realized I didn't do the center of my card. That's okay. You guys can come up with something fun, put a sunshine on it. If you're confused about SALE-A-Bration, let me know, or you can read more on my website. But basically, for each $50 you order from Stampin' Up, whether it's prepaid paper pumpkin, which is a really great way to take advantage of SALE-A-Bration, or things from this catalog, things from the regular catalog, things that are online, for each $50 in your order, you get to pick out a SALE-A-Bration item. One of the ones that has this little free with $50 purchase thing. Okay, so let's look at the papers. In this catalog, if you're looking for sort of a table of them all, in the very back, there is this nice handy guide here, which has all of the details in it, but I am going to lay them all out for you, okay? So let us take a look at them together. So this first one I have is already set up here. I'm gonna set this aside and set this aside. Already set up here because these are the Country Floral Lane papers, and they are already cut to 6x6 for the share. So this is how the paper share papers come. Like I showed you earlier with the Dandy Designs, you get both the 6x6 paper and then also a set of equal number of the matching card bases for the paper. So the most common comments I get is people saying, oh my gosh, I have so much DSP that I haven't used. Hi, my name is Meg, I get it. But the nice thing about doing the LovenStamps DSP share this way is that you will use them because you have your card base and your paper ready to go, already paired in the same package, okay? So that is Country Lane Floral. The next one I have to show you is this pretty paper, which is the Fancy Flora, and it is part of the Fancy Flora suite. And it's all these art or sort of this oil paint stuff. And if you're an artist, you have a better description of this than I do. But those are the pretty colors and the textures. You can just see how gorgeous that is. Here are some of these. And then on the back sides, they are a little bit more neutrally patterns. They're just like a single color mostly, or a couple colors. And they are really pretty with the cards. So I'm going to show you all these papers first, and then we're going to go through the cards, and you're going to see in the cards like, oh my gosh, I recognize that's Fancy Flora paper. Okay, so you're gonna like that. Now this paper is the Country Lane Bouquet Floral, I think something like that. Yeah, Country Gingham. It's part of that suite though, the Country Bouquet Floral suite. And you're gonna see me use this a bunch because it's part of my feature for the month of January. So look for that. The next one I have to show you is Regency Park. And this one is actually 6x6 paper. And Regency Park is one of the double paper sets. So they are 12 different paper pieces, which means 24 different patterns because it's 12 fronts and 12 backs, and you can kind of see how those go together with pretty colors. I love navy and green with these. A great choice. And if you're thinking like, oh my gosh, Meg, this is really hard to decide. This one is called By the Bay, and it is very pretty also. And when I sorted these, I actually sorted them on the non-embossed side. This pattern might look familiar to some Stampin' Up! Fans. But I sorted them on the non-metallic side, and I actually thought that those were just as pretty. So here is the front, and they have pearl or gold metallic foil on them. And then the back sides here are the patterns with the shapes and so forth. There's some shells and so forth. This matches the By the Bay, I think is the name of this one. You can kind of get that full thing. So if you're thinking, I like these, but I don't think I can buy all these packs of paper, then definitely jump on over, look for the link in the video description, because you are the perfect person to sign up for the Designer Series paper share. So this one is Delicate Desert. Here's that. So here are the fronts of these papers. Just such pretty sort of melons and so forth. And then the back has a little bit more Cajun craze, and then this pretty sort of deserty looking paper. So lots of cool things for that. So you'll see this in the in the paper cards that I'm going to show you. This one is actually one of my favorites because I love these super saturated colors. This one is, oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called, but hold on a second and I'll look it up for you. This one is called Enjoy the Journey. And it has these scene papers with these super saturated colors and is absolutely gorgeous. You can use it with the stamps that match it, or you could use it without, of course. And then here are the backs, these really pretty bold color papers. So this is very much me and my color choices. There we go. All right. Then the next one is called Rain or Shine, and it is a specialty paper too. So let me show you these. I think you can probably see on the umbrellas, there are like foiled embossed. I can't remember what this is called. They're iridescent because they have like a gloss shine to them. There we go. Okay. The cute little characters, and you can cut these out, and some of them match the dies in the stamp set. I think you can get a really good view of the shininess on these papers. These guys are stinking cute. And then here's sort of a background scene paper. And then on the back side, you have these super saturated, gorgeous colors. If I had to pick a favorite color in the catalog right now, hands down, it would be Mango Melody. That's a color, right? Mango, did I say it right? I'm always afraid I'm going to say it wrong. So if you guys have a favorite of these papers that I'm showing, like speak up, let me know which ones you love. I don't know, maybe fewer people like mango than I thought. Maybe it's just me. Then this one is called Like an Animal, and it is gold and silver foiled. And so there is our cheetah print and our giraffe print, our I don't know, crocodile, something, snake skin, maybe, zebra, scales, and more spots. I'm gonna have to do some animal study here before I do these videos. Here, the back side. So on the front side, they're foiled, and on the back side, they're colored, like maybe the animal prints kind of thing. So there's those, and those are Like an Animal. And again, if you get the paper share, then these will be cut down to 6x6, and you'll get a 6x6 sample of each one. All right, this paper is super special. It goes along with a Ready to Ride suite, and it is the motorcycle paper, which I know there are some motorcycle fans out there. Some stampers who stamp with me regularly are super huge motorcycle fans, and I love how they have both sort of the frilly and also the nuts and bolts of things. Get it? You got what I did there? Okay, Betty says the raincoat DSP and Enjoy the Journey. Yay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only person who loves Enjoy the Journey. So get ready for this on the back side because we have a big change in theme color set. And so I have these papers here. I'm going to flip these over so they're right side up. Love these diners. They're like the Denny's of the desert. And then this paper here has these different tags and pieces on it. So you could cut these out or use them as journaling blocks or card layers, all kinds of fun possibilities. I've seen samples where people have cut out the motorcycle jackets and pieces. And then, of course, we have the motorcycles. So these are in the catalog also as a stamp. So you're going to want to look for those when we go through. And moving along to the next paper, we are on to the specialty papers. So also included with the designer series paper share, the LovenStamps share, are samples of the specialty papers. You're going to get 6x6 pieces of these. These gorgeous papers here are the dry brush metallic 12x12 designer series specialty paper. And they're just white on the back, so you won't have to see the back side of those. Then we have these three papers, which are all from the same package. They are the Fine Shimmer 12x12 paper, and they're white on the back too, but they're a little bit heavier. I don't know how well you can tell. They're like a nice sort of above, they're above designer series paper weight, maybe closer to cardstock weight. I'm like trying to, anyway. These are very pretty colors and a really pretty shine. So those are included too. as 6x6 pieces. This one I didn't understand from the catalog at all. And when I opened it and held it in my hand, I was like, oh, that's so satisfying. So these are the textured shimmer papers, and they are textured on both sides. So it's kind of like a mini type of corrugated. And I am sad and afraid that they are not shining nearly as well here on the video as they do in real life. But these are gorgeous and so satisfying to touch. They really have, can you hear that? They really have a great texture to them. So you will enjoy working with those. And then last but not least, we have this vellum. These are Vellum Basics 12x12 Specialty Designer Series paper. There is a leafy pattern and then dots and stripes. And I've seen some neat ideas for this. My friend Tanya Jackson sent me a card that featured something similar to this, and for Christmas. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to hang on to that idea because I really liked it. All right, so those are the base papers in the Designer Series paper. Then, if you choose to, you can get the embellishment add-on, and I don't have all of them, but here are 3 of them. You're gonna get a half package of 5 of my favorite embellishments. Also the Milky Dots and the adhesive back studs are the ones that are missing from this. And so those come in a little protective container. If you've not gotten the embellishment add-on before, know that they'll come either in clear envelopes or the original containers. So they'll be protected and shipped well, and you'll be able to use them easily. And, Sue says they speak to you, right? Betty asked about how well the textured paper will adhere. That is a good question. I think that I would use a really strong adhesive on this. So I would try to use Tear Tape or Seal Plus. Those would be good choices. Or if those aren't doing what I want, then Green Lid Glue, the multi-purpose liquid adhesive. This stuff right here is my go-to for sticking things. So I'm not too worried about it. It's not any harder to adhere, I don't think, than other papers we've had in the past. So, all right. So embellishments, but there are 5 of them. And then you would get the set of SALE-A-Bration papers, and I have those to share with you. So these are the ones in here. So usually you have to have a $50 order to select any of these papers. So dainty flowers, et cetera, that I'm going to show you. But as part of the Designer Series paper share, I am giving you a sampling of these. So here are the first set of papers. These, let's see, can you see those pretty well? Gorgeous purples, and I don't know, my orange being my favorite color. Purples and oranges I think are my favorite. I actually didn't know how much I would love this paper until I saw it in real life. I know that's what we all say, but this is Favored Flowers Designer Series paper. And then here are the backs of these. So you get sort of a solid, medium pattern in all of the main colors here included in this package. So that is Favored Flowers. All right. The next one is Dainty Flowers, and here are those papers. This paper, next one has, it's coming. Okay, these are sort of the papers. This is the one I'm looking for. It has these frames and sort of these elements of things, so you can cut those out and use for different things. And then here is an edge paper, which I would love to use for a DSP card base. I love those. And then this one. And then the back side of the Dainty Flowers, Dainty Florals, are these papers here. So this is a pretty one you'll see in a swap that I'm going to show you. We have some splatters there, some splatters here, and then some sort of neutrally, I call them neutrally patterns. They're not neutral in color at all, but they're sort of like a base design. All right, and then the last of these, check this out. Isn't this paper? It is so super pretty saturated that it looks like it is embossed, but it's not. Clear embossed, that's what the way I was looking for with the rainy day paper, rain or shine paper. Here's a scene paper. Oh, that's upside down for you guys, sorry. The scene paper here with the cows and so forth on it. We have a paper here with ducks and chickens, actually geese and chickens. I don't know, ducks, I think they're geese. Not good on my farmyard fowl. And then we have this really pretty Mary Merlot paper We have cows in the orchard, and then cows and so forth here. And these coordinate with the dies, I think. Yes, they do. They coordinate with the dies, almost 100% positive. They facing the right way? Yeah, they are. They coordinate with the dies for the On the Farm set. So this is in the regular catalog, the stamps and the dies. The paper is an exclusive, so you're definitely going to want to get that added to your stamping order before it goes away at the end of February. Okay? Oh, Joey, which one did you love? Was it this one? I think Joey said she loved this paper. So there you go. If you're looking for something for your college age friends and college age children, grandkids, loved ones, whatever, that is clearly the paper to get. All right, and then of course the last paper here is the one that I showed you at the very beginning of the cow, she says. This is the paper here for Dandy Designs, which is just universally awesome, and you cannot have too much of this. So, all right, you guys ready to see some cards? Let's pull some cards. I'm going to start here. We're going to go back to the regular catalog, or the regular April through January catalog, and we're going to kind of run through this, and I'll show you the cards as we go. So let me get my paper here sorted into the right place so we can see. All right. Also, this reminds me to tell you, there is a new kit. It's a kit for everyone. There's a new kit on the website. It's the Thanks Kit. I can't remember the total details, but it is fabulous. Oh, Anna says the Dainty Flowers is her favorite. All right, so we have Country Floral Lane. This is the card that I made today on Maker Mornings with Meg. And this one is actually one of the kits that you'll get if you place an order that's at least $50 with me every month. Or each month that you place an order that's at least $50, you get a card kit, 2 card kits in the mail. And for January, this is one of the 2 card kits that you'll get. The other one's still coming, I haven't showed yet. But here's another from that suite. And these are this pretty paper. And I just want to point out that this is like a Valentine-y looking kind of set. It has Valentine words. But honestly, that's with love greeting for you. They're really good for anything. They're all occasions. So don't discount this set because you're like, I don't send Valentines. I think these would be great get well soon cards or thinking of you, big news cards, things like that. So, all right. So those are our first 2. Then we're going to go here to a card that Julie Davison made. This one's called I Love Cats. And she has this cat and then these strips of the designer series paper here. So really great idea there. And this is Sweet Sorbet paper. So the Sweet Sorbet goes beautifully with that. The next one is the Fancy Flora Suite. And I promised you that you were going to recognize this paper. So this card is by Kim Kane. And you see how she used 2 different pieces of this paper in the background. Oh, and look here. We can see how this metallic paper sticks because she used this textured paper here on the background, and I will tell you, it sticks just fine. So the stamps and die for this are both from the same suite, and those are something fancy. I'll turn the page where it's bigger. And the flower here is from Two Tone Flora. See the flowers there, so you're going to stamp twice for that. And then the tags and the greetings are from Something Fancy. So this is one of those sweet collections that actually has 2 stamp and die sets in it. So when you order the sweet collection number, you are getting both of those stamps and die sets as part of the sweet collection. Okay. All right. So fast forwarding past some sets that I don't have. This one is I think that shows someplace else. We're going to come back to that. This is Fragrant Flowers. And for Fragrant Flowers, I have this sample here, which also is by Julie Davison. So the paper you might recognize is that designer series paper, the Flora, whatever it's called, paper. And then the stamp. I love big, bold greetings like this. And the chance to pair them with a background. So she used the Fresh Freesia in the background and then Blackberry Bliss over it. And those are beautifully paired together, just a little piece of ribbon. So great card. And then this is a really efficient way to cut up your designer series paper. So if you are getting the paper share, know that this piece is 2 inches by 4 inches. And so you can get, of course, you cut your 6x6 paper into 2 by 4 inches, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll end up with a square left over, but you can make a whole lot of cards with this card layout. So, all right. Okay, looking forward to the next page, which is the By the Bay Suite Collection. I think I called it Bayou before. The By the Bay set here has the Seaside Bay stamp set in it. And here are 2 gorgeous samples. This is by Brienne Luttrell and this is by Marnie Stahl, both demonstrators from the LovenStamps group. If you're thinking about like all these cards that I have and you're like, I want to trade cards with people, join my LovenStamps group. I would love to have you. This is part of a team swap that we do. And you can get more information about the fantastic offers for joining on my page there. It's short story. You get a whole bunch of extra bonus product, an extra $50, plus you can add a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for half price if you want. So check those out. Anyway, I love the way these papers are used, and I keep moving them around so that hopefully you can see that clear embossing kind of on those to make those shiny metallic. So beautiful card layouts here, and using that stamp set and another pearl, right? We use those on our project. And then the next card I have to show you, skip ahead just a little bit. Oh, I have them out of order. I have one here with a Queen Bee bundle, and this card is by Debbie Garthwaite, and she used the Queen Bee here along with that same die that I was showing you. So she likes this one too. Scalloped contours dies. So the same one we used when we did our show and tell card here. So, okay. Then moving along, we are going to go to the Regency Park page. And Regency Park is that one of the ones that has the designer series paper I showed you. And here's a card by Susan LaCroix. And she went ahead and cut that into squares like that, 1.5 inch squares, and layered them on the card, which is a really great idea. And then this pretty ribbon, which you definitely don't want to overlook. It's the denim, it's called Native Navy bordered ribbon, 3H bordered ribbon, and it's really pretty. It's got a nice texture to it, so kind of a big fan of that. So, all right. And then we're going to skip ahead a little bit more. There is our On the Farm. I don't have any samples of that one to show you yet, so coming soon. Sorry, Joey. Maybe we'll get Joey to make you some. And then I have our Covered in Sunshine card that we made together. This stamp set, which is definitely going to feature in some things, conversation bubbles. I just think it's so clever, and I love the way they've used it here, just on a whole bunch of different things. So I see that one in my future. Don't forget that the gnomes have a new stamp set. So if you have those gnome dies from the last catalog, you can, of course, get the gnome dies still, but there is a new stamp set to match them. So there's no one better than you. Anyway, great card for spring. And speaking of spring, we have this fun Spring is Everywhere card, which is on this gorgeous cardstock. Jennifer McLaughlin created this. And this is on Parakeet Party cardstock, which this is the butterfly paper from the annual catalog. So one of the things, I don't always get Clover sets because I don't send a lot of St. Patrick's Day cards, but I love this one. Good luck is a great thing to send. Sending luck and love. There are all kinds of times that you could send that. A good friend is like a 4-leaf clover, hard to find and lucky to have. Any of those are things that I would send regularly. So I love those, maybe more than the St. Patrick's Day. But the other thing to show on here is this little technique that is highlighted. So do you see here, this is the end of the Take Your Pick tool. So you're going to use the stylus end, which is actually not on here. It's on the, I have it loose in my drawer, so I'd have to put it on. But you can use that on a pad or on a magazine or something like that. And you can carve, can you see that? The little lines into your clovers so that you have that there too. So kind of a fun idea. Yeah, Betty, I agree. The By the Bay samples are gorgeous. All right, here is the desert, delicate desert. I always want to call it dessert because why not, right? But here is a really pretty sample with this one. This is by Sandy Jacobson. And Sandy used this little bit of that paper down there at the bottom. That is the dry brush metallic specialty paper. And I just think this card is absolutely beautiful. This is a piece of the designer series paper here that is die cut using, I'm going to turn the page so you can see the dies. Oh, I guess they don't show very much bigger here, but here's the stamp set. And so this is die cut here using one of those dies. And then the flowers here are stamped and die cut. And these are just beautiful. I think the background is something that she brushed using the white things with the gray handles. What are those called? Blending brushes. Ding, ding, ding. There we go. Thanks, guys. Okay, blending brushes. And then she also used these big gold sequins, which are part of this suite, I think. Yep, right here. So if you're thinking like you'd like all the pieces to go together, then of course you can just get the suite collection number. And then this is that gorgeous velvet ribbon that I showed last month on one of our puffin projects. So thanks for that card, Sandy. All right, moving on to the next one I have some samples of. Is the Sweet Citrus Bundle. And if you are one of my stampers or one of my Loven Stamps team members, then you got this in the mail. Ta-da! It is the LovenStamps 2023 calendar. And I love this sentiment, enjoy the sweeter things in life. I always look for something to put on this because you're going to hang it up, hopefully, and have this hanging all year long. So I want you to have something that just is a nice reminder, like a pick-me-up and so forth. So if you were like wondering where that came from, then this, of course, is the Sweet Citrus stamp set. And there is both a set of dies and a folder, which I didn't use, that go along with this card. All right. Then our next suite here is the Rain or Shine, which someone told me was their favorite. And I have a couple samples of that one. So this is by Mary McNeely and this is by Mel Lampert. And you can see both of them die cut the paper to get their pieces. And then these are the little sequins here that Mel used. And then I want to show you this teeny weeny little flower here, this guy. They are the loose flower embellishments and they come in a container. It looks really just like this. They're darling. And so they'll last you a long time because there's about a bazillion in there. That is not a quantifiable number, just so you know. Don't count your things. You can't count to a bazillion. So then here are some great ideas for that. And Mary used the raindrops folder to add those raindrops to the background of her card. Very pretty. And then those clouds are stamped and die cut because they are included in the stamps. And it's one of those things that I adore where the stamps and the dies are together. It's not on the next page. Stamps and dies are together, so you can stamp all three and die cut all three at the same time. And there's a little reminder for our mini. So if you don't have a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, that is my reminder to tell you. Like this little guy here is so convenient. It weighs not very much at all. It's really easy to take places. And this is a handy thing to have by your crafting, especially when you're using a lot of small dies like this. Now, you can't put your big folders through it, but it does work really well for the small dies. And it's just a really great tool to have. So this is normally $63. If you order the demonstrator starter kit with the celebration special during the month of January or February, then you can add this to your kit for $30 instead of $63. So plus you can get this one, or there is a beautiful boho blue one coming, which I don't have to show you today. Mine's in shipping. But you watch for it pretty soon because I'll definitely show it to you. So get more information about that on my website. You can get the starter kit for $99 and it includes $175 in product, or you can pay $129 for your kit, which is like the extra $30, and then you get $175 in product and one of the two mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. So best time is the best special I've seen for a long time with a starter kit. So if you're interested in that at all, even if it's to purchase for yourself at a discount or whatnot, that is a great chance to get that. So, all right, here is a Dainty Delight, which actually I do have a sample of. Let me grab that. I have it misfiled actually because I didn't realize. So I actually thought this was the designer series paper, and this card is by Marianne Sporer, but it is just cardstock, and she colored it, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I thought it was DSP. So this is a beautiful Dainty Delight sample to show you. All right, then I'm going to fast forward a couple more pages. Like I said, I don't have any Greatest Journey ones yet. Sorry for whoever said that was their favorite. Remember, of course, the sneak peek set, framed florets is still available, not the designer series paper, but the stamps and the dies and so forth. This is still an amazing die set. If you didn't get it when it was on sneak peek pre-order, you might think about that. This is, okay, let me see if I can move it. The holder here for the things that I couldn't remember the names of, the blending brushes. So you can see it fits both the large and the small. I'm like tempting fate here by turning it and tilting it. But the pieces, they sit down into, yep, there, okay. That's what happens if you tilt it too much. So it does really well on its own though. So normally you're not tilting it, you're just leaving it on the table. And so the brushes all go into a little divot in the bottom, and then they sit and they're easy to grab and see what colors you have and so forth. And it fits 9 brushes. It fits both the large size and the new small size, which you can see mine are pristine because I have not used them yet. They look like toothbrushes for, I don't know, bears or something like that. They're giants. I don't know. I don't brush bear teeth. Let's see. Oh, Cindy says her calendar's hanging. Here's the Ready to Ride set. Sweet. And I think I have one more card to share with you. I have a whole bunch back here that I'm looking forward to making. Oh no, that was it. It was Ready to Ride card. Let me pull that out. I knew I had one more. So this is by Faith Steinberg, and it is the folder, the metal plate 3D embossing folder for the background, and then she stamped and die cut the motorcycle, Ride On It's Your Birthday, and used a piece of that designer series paper. So really fun card for your motorcycle friends. And you can make the cards more or less layered or things like that. Here are, you can see on this motorcycle, here are the dies for it. So you mix or layer the pieces, basically die cut all you want and then layer them out. So there's the layered die cuts. And then you can see how they really featured the paper here on all kinds of different parts of that card. All right, whew. We're coming close. We're getting there because I'm losing my voice, and that's going to be the end of it. But I'm going to run through the celebration items with you relatively speedily here. First is Adorable Owls, which is used on the card that I made today on our project. So these are the things that you can get for free, Adorable Owls. And that was on Maker Mornings with Meg. This is by Rayanne Luttrell, who made a very, very cute layout version of this also. Next is a card that's in the wrong spot. Here is the Thanks a Bunch card. This is actually one of mine, and you'll see this. We're going to make it together sometime upcoming soon. And you would have gotten, I think this was the card kit that I sent, right? With our new catalog sneak peek. Anyway, we have our card cards here, and you can see again the background paper is the Dandy Designs paper, and I love this set. I am all about fun pun, so this one is one of my favorites. Then we have our Dainty Flower paper. You can see this here in the background. I showed it to you. And then also the Sending Support stamp, and this card is by Teresa Tucker. This is one of the celebration items, Sending Support, and my computer is about to die. So I'm going to have to go grab that cord really quickly. But take a look at these beautiful cards while we're doing that. And the goodness gracious. Hey, at least it warned me, right? All this extra stuff. All right, there we go. Okay, not in imminent danger anymore. So here we have our card here with the florals background paper, which is a celebration, and then the greetings here, sending support, which is a celebration set. And then this reminds me to tell you that Joey's favorite cow paper here, which she just adores, is a celebration item, but I don't have any cards made with it yet. So like I said, coming soon. Okay. Then we have this paper here, which is the, all of these cards here are made with the, I'm gonna have to look up the name of the paper because I've forgotten it already. There we go. Oh, look at my catalog's open to it. The Favored Flowers paper. And these cards are this is by Sandy Jacobson. This is by Jennifer McLaughlin. This one is by Faith Steinberg, and this one is by Anna Masternack. And these cards are a great way to show off different ways to use this designer series paper. So here, Sandy's used it for a background slice, okay? Here, Anna's used it as a background piece, and she fussy cut some flowers from it. Faith paired this, which is a great match for the ride-on paper. This is the motorcycle paper. It has that pretty shine to it, and she cut out a flower from Favored Florals also. And then this card by Jennifer McLaughlin, she used a strip of this at the bottom inside her card, which is always a brilliant idea, and then used this die. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one with the cross on the back. So the hashes are actually on top of this. The first time I looked at this card, I was like, oh my gosh, did she glue all those pieces together? But it is a layer that goes over the top, and then your designer series papers underneath. But the effect is really cool. All right, then we have the In the Country stamp set, which gives you the choice of these two pretty images, and this is by Mel Lampert, and she went ahead and colored it with I'm not sure exactly, the watercolor pencils, I think. So she stamped it and watercolor penciled it, and that is a really pretty way to use it. You could also use it without coloring at all. Lots of possibilities for this one, and this is a celebration selection too. And then we have some Beautifully Happy samples. This stamp set we actually got for free from Stampin' Up! When we went to On Stage. There were 6 locations around the US. I went to the one in Indianapolis and saw so many fun demonstrators I hadn't seen for a long time and met new demonstrator friends. But it's a reminder of the fun events that Stampin' Up! Puts together. And so if attending Stampin' Up! Events is something that is sort of on your bucket list, your wish list, then think about joining my LovenStamps Files group, because I'd love to attend an event with you. So this is Beautifully Happy, and this card is by Susan LaCroix, and you can see how the layering works in this. So this by Susan and this by Marnie Saul are both beautiful examples of it. Apparently everybody likes purple for this card, and you can see how the flowers are stamped in purple, the leaves are stamped in green, and the images are separated. So this would be the image here you would stamp in, Marnie stamped in black. This one you'd stamp in purple, oh, I guess that goes with this one, green. This one up here, she stamped here, the background in green. So this is a 2-step stamp set, which has some really great all-purpose greetings in it. Very happy birthday, kindness matters, thank you, for a feeling better kind of day, which is actually kind of a nice get well soon kind of greeting. That's just a little different, right? You could send that for different occasions. For a feeling better kind of day. Everybody can use that sometimes. Okay, and then finally, I put this one at the back because it reminds me to tell you that Dandy Designs is a fabulous one. This is by Kim Kane, and this is the same giant pack of 48 sheets of Dandy Designs paper that is the $100 celebration item. Whew! All right, guys, I don't know how you're feeling about this, but this has been a marathon. Let's get some stuff here. This has been quite the marathon of card ideas and catalogs. So I hope you have a little bit better orientation here to the January through April mini catalog and the new celebration mini catalog. I don't know about you guys, but when I look through the books the first time, I'm always a little bit overwhelmed. And then when I go to Stampin' events, like on stage where I said that we gotten that stamp set for free, along with some other things. I think we got this paper for free. We got door prizes. I can't even remember all the stuff we brought home. It was a lot of product. But when I go to the Stampin' Up! Events, it's kind of like watching a whole lot of videos in one day, just to get ideas for different stamp sets and different things to look forward to, or different combinations or techniques to try with different things. So Tanya said, when did you put your hair up? You didn't see my hands all the time, just at the beginning, I'm sure. Or maybe I did it when I went to plug my computer in. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's, I don't know. Are you guys hair up or hair down kind of people? I honestly wear my hair up most of the time. But I'm pretty sure that's not why you logged in tonight. So any questions you have about any of the things in the catalog, please let me know. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this. And I will look forward to hearing your thoughts about the things that you love. Misty asked, does the new gnome set work with the old gnomes die? And the answer to that is yes, it does. So Stampin' Up! Retired the Christmas Gnomes set, the stamp set, but they kept the dies and brought out these new springtime gnomes. So if you are a gnome fan, you are hands down going to need the new gnomes dies, because you do not want to, or not the gnome dies, you're going to need the gnome stamps because you already own the dies, so you can make the most of those. Let's see, any other questions? Keep them coming. But in the video description, there is a link for and actually I bet I can just copy and paste it into the comments right here. There is a link for the information about the Designer Series paper share. So I'm going to put this here. There's the DSP share. So that DSP share link is posted there. If you are interested in doing the DSP, then you will want to go ahead and sign up for that. The closing date is January 12th. If I fill it before then, it might close earlier, so don't wait too long. But the costs are on there, and it's basically the cost of the paper, as if you would buy it and split it up among everyone, which is what I'm doing for you. So that's why there's like a certain number of spots in there to make it all come out evenly. So, and remember, you can get the DSP and card bases, which includes the specialty papers that we talked about, these guys here. And then you have the option of adding on those half packages of the embellishments. So that's the option, because if you add on the half package of embellishments, you get all of the SALE-A-Bration DSPs along with card bases for them. So that would be like a neat way to sample them and then know, like, oh, this is the one that I want more packages of. And that's really the idea of the DSP share. There might be enough paper there for you to, get through your need of that Designer Series paper, but just like the most common thing I hear at Stampin' Up! Events or workshops or classes that I do is, oh my gosh, this Designer Series paper is so much prettier in person than it was in the catalog. So it is what it is, right? It's just hard to photograph, and Stampin' Up! Does a great job, but it's hard to get all the beauty in the photographs. So when you have the papers in front of you and you can flip through them and compare the colors, and there might be one that you're like, oh my gosh, I need more of this. Just get me another package, because I clearly am not going to have enough with just these little 6x6 sheets. So, but you'll know because you'll have it. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing this evening with me. It's been really fun to visit, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Seeing we got some more DSP signups there, so I'll get those to you. And basically what you'll do is you'll fill out that form, and then I will send you a PayPal invoice. So watch for the PayPal invoice and make sure you pay it by the 12th, the latest, but your spot isn't secured until your PayPal invoice is paid. So keep an eye on that. So, all right, guys, it is Thursday. So happy pre-Friday, as my friend Kelly would say. And then I will be back on Tuesday with another Maker Mornings with Meg. This morning I told you I'd be back on Thursday, but I forgot that it was Thursday. So it was first day back of school for our school kids around here. So it felt like it had to be a Monday, or I don't know. It was all very confusing to me. But I'm back, and I'm looking forward to sharing more projects with you. And Maker Mornings with Meg will resume again on Tuesday. I'm losing my voice, So I'm saying good night. Happy stamping, guys. Take care.